Hello everyone, I'm Liang Huilin. Today I want to share my topic, Achieving SDG4 Quality Education through Interactive Whiteboards. I will briefly talk about past research, the problem I'm focusing on, and some ideas using interactive whiteboards. Let's see how technology can help students learn better. I want to share something exciting, how tech can make learning better. Have you heard of SDG4? It means everyone should get good education no matter where they are. Since students already use phones and laptops, why not use them to learn? Interactive whiteboards are like smart blackboard, fun, engaging, and great for teamwork and thinking skills. So SDG4 isn't just about going to school, it's about learning well, and tech can help make the real for everyone. Okay, now let's talk about some key challenges when using IWBs. First, let's talk about access as the digital divide. In many rural schools, there's not enough money for IWBs, or even for basic things like internet or digital device. Without this, students can't enjoy the benefits of the interactive learning, and that's creative unfair learning gaps. Second, we face inclusive challenges. Not all students learn the same way. Some may struggle with the way IWBs are used. So we need to make sure IWBs include multilingual content for different language backgrounds, tools for different learning styles, and adaptations for students with special needs. Third, the quality of research. Some studies on IWBs are small or short-term. That means we still don't know the best way to use them in every classroom. We need more strong long-term studies to guide teachers and schools. So IWBs are powerful, but to use them well, we need to think about access, inclusivity, and better research. Although IWBs have been adopted in many schools globally, their implementation still faces several challenges. In this part, I will highlight the main gaps in IWB research and practice, especially in areas like teacher preparation, infrastructure, curriculum integration, and inclusivity. These gaps must be addressed if we want to fully achieve the goals of SDG4, inclusive and quality education for all. One major gap is a lack of effective teacher training. As noticed by Shi 2018, many teachers use IWBs as advanced blackboards without planning interactive or student-centered strategies. This reduces these tools' potential to improve learning outcomes. This gap directly limits the achievement of SDG 4.1, which stresses quality teaching and a trained educator. Another significant gap is in infrastructures. In rural areas, such as part of Sabah or Sarawak, schools lack stable internet and device to Rava 2022. This creates a widening digital divide between urban and rural schools. As a result, SDG 4.5, which aims to ensure equal access to education for all, especially in marginalized groups, is at risk. In many cases, IWBs are not well integrated into the curriculum. Teachers may not have the autonomy or support to redesign lessons using IWB tools. This limits innovation and interactive learning. As a result, SDG 4.3, which promotes access to inclusive and flexible learning opportunities, is not fully met. Inclusivity is another area of concern. Many AWB systems do not support multiple languages or adapt to the needs of students with disabilities. If the technology is not designed to serve all students, it reinforces inequality. This contradicts SDG 4.5, which calls for inclusive and equitable education. Centralized top-down policy often fail to address local needs. One-size-fits-all approach don't work in device educational settings. Moreover, lack of school leadership support and incentives discourage teachers from innovating. These issues weaken efforts to meet SDG 4.8, which calls for inclusive, safe, and effective learning environments. The challenges of using IWBs, such as poor teacher training, weak infrastructure, and low student engagement, are not just local school issues. They reflect broader global problems in educational technology. These issues mirror the divide, both between and within countries. In many rural or low-income areas, schools lack internet access, proper devices, and support systems. Without addressing these gaps, IWBs risk widening educational equality instead of reducing it. Why does this matter? Well, if schools spend money on IWBs but don't use them properly, that's a big waste for resources. Also, not every school has the interest or tool to use this technology, so students in poorer areas get left behind. And even when IWBs are used, if the lessons are not interactive or fun, students get bored. Then, then they don't learn much, and their results stay low. So in the end, without the right support, IWBs don't help. They just make the learning gap even bigger. So what needs to be fixed? First, teachers really need proper training to use IWBs in the best way. Without the right skills, they can't make the most of this technology. Also, schools need the right infrastructures like good internet and reliable tech, especially those that don't have enough funding. We also need to make sure that every school, no matter where it is, has access to AWBs and digital tools. Finally, teaching needs to shift from being all about the teacher talking to a more interactive, student-centered approach. When teachers use AWBs to make lessons more engaging, it can really boost the learning and student involvement. Fixing these issues is key to reaching SDG4 goals. When AWBs are used properly, with teachers who are trained and equipped, we can create a more student-centered classroom that improve the quality of education. Plus, making sure all schools have access to AWBs and digital tools can help bridge the gap and reduce educational inequality. By investing in the right infrastructures and technology, we can build better, more inclusive learning environments for everyone, no matter where they are. The challenges of using IWBs aren't just limited to one country. They reflect a bigger global issue. The digital divide in education. The gap in access to resources and technology means some students have better opportunity to use tech in learning, while others don't. And this isn't just an issue between countries, it's also happening within countries, especially between urban and rural schools. This equality in access is really holding back the full potential of technology in education. Big challenge worldwide is moving from teacher-centered teaching to student-centered learning. Even when schools have IWBs, many teachers don't have the right training to use them properly. So instead of being interactive tools, IWBs are often just used like regular blackboards, which really limits what they can do. This is a part of big issues that we need to address, improving education and better preparing teachers for the changing classroom. Improving digital skills and using tech in the classroom is a big part of the global today. Skills like critical thinking, teamwork, and being good with digital tools are really important for the jobs of the future. We use the right way. AWBs can help students develop these skills. So fixing the issues around AWBs is actually a step toward modernizing education all over the world. So the research on how to use IWBs in the classroom is really important for improving learning outcomes. When IWBs are used the right way, they can make students more engaged, help them perform better academically, and boost their motivation. They encourage active learning, let students work on projects, and help them interact with each other. All of this makes the classroom experience more interesting. Reducing inequality and promoting, in conclusion, is all about closing the access gap to IWB technology. When students in rural areas have equal access to modern learning tools, they get a fair chance to benefit just like anyone else. Giving everyone access to technology helps not only individual growth, but also social development. This really supports the goals of equity and well-being for all learners, making sure no one is left behind. Let's start with why it is essential to address the challenges of IWB integration. Research shows that when used properly, interactive workflows significantly enhance teaching and learning. For example, 2018 found that IWB-based teaching leads to better outcomes than traditional lectures. Similar, Tawira 2022 reports that students perform better when lectures are supported by IWB. So we can see that IWB is not just a fancy tool, it actually improves learning outcomes. Another important reason is equity. Many schools in rural or developing areas still lack access to IWB and the necessary support. This digital divide prevents equal opportunities for learning. By closing this gap, we move toward a more inclusive and fair education system where all students, no matter where they are, have chance to benefit from technology. We all have to think long term. Today's students need more than just textbook knowledge. They need 21st century skills, integrative whiteboards, post collaboration, critical thinking, and digital literacy. If we don't address IWB challenges, we are missing a key opportunity to prepare students for a tech-driven world. Let's now look at the impact on individuals. Students who learn in tech-enhanced, engaging environments are more motivated, perform better academically, and develop a love for training. They also gain the skills they need to succeed in modern life and work. This means solving IWB challenge benefits each learner personally and professionally. School also benefits a lot from effective IWB integration. It creates more interactive and student-central classroom. This not only improves teaching quality but also increases teacher satisfaction and enhances the school's reputation. Schools that invest technology tend to attract more students and resources. Finally, let's look at the bigger picture, the community. When we use technology like AWB effectively, we help reduce social inequality. Education becomes more inclusive and supports national development. As the document put it, education empowers people to improve their lives and contribute to national progress. This is the power of solving the AWB challenge. First, student-centered learning with AWBs make classroom more fun and engaging. It helps students work together, use videos and pictures, and take more control of their own learning. In Malaysia, AWBs are used the CEFR English curriculum to make English lessons more effective. This shows that technology can meet different teaching needs. Next, teachers need proper training to move from old teaching method to more student-centered one. This helps them use AWBs better and support students more. To make sure everyone can benefit, we need to close the digital gap, especially in rural areas. This means giving all schools good AWBs and the state internet is important for fair and effective use. Finally, it's helpful to keep checking how AWBs are used. Getting feedback from teachers and students helps improve how we use this technology. WBs can help students stay interested and learn better. They support different learning styles and make lessons more fun and interactive. When teachers use AWBs with active teaching methods, students can think more deeply and understand better, especially in language classes with videos and pictures. But there are some problems. Some teachers don't get through training and some schools don't have enough money or tools. To fix this, we need to give teachers good training, improve school equipment, and make sure every student has a chance to use the technology. Let's explore how AWB support SDG 4, which focus on quality education. First, AWBs promote inclusive, high-quality learning key to sustainable development. Second, they empower individuals and communities by addressing educational gaps. Third, effective AWB use helps schools directly align with SDG 4 goals. Finally, quality education through AWBs supports not just academic growth, but also personal, social, and economic development. This is the reference list. That is the end. Thank you for your listening.